pipeline. I say lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
There's Warner. Here comes a headed to jam. Counted for two.
Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off.
And it's saved.
What a game. Cortez smacked to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard, counting, and a win.
And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go nuts. And why not?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Thursday evening football matchup here tonight. And we have a great matchup lined up for you tonight. We have the Raiders going up against the Raiders. We have PSJA North going up against the hometown team, which is Brownsville Rivera, here in this District 15 5A Division I matchup. And we got about 25 minutes remaining for kickoff. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup, as one of the teams out here tonight is getting their last minute warm-ups through. I believe it's Brownsville Rivera currently on the field. Meanwhile, the Raiders of PSJA North are currently in the locker room getting some last minute preparations ready. As we get set for kickoff here this evening. So we have the top team in this district, PSJA North, undefeated so far in district play. Meanwhile, the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera currently in last place in district play, trying to get one more victory here in this last week of the regular season before PSJA North prepare for the playoffs. And Brownsville Rivera bidding farewell to this season, or this year's season, I should say. And PSJA North currently 9-0 overall. One of the last 5 remaining unbeaten teams here in the Rio Grande Valley. And, of course, hold the first place spot with 7-0. Of course, tonight needing this victory to close out district play with a 8-0 record, I should say. And with a win tonight would clinch the district title, which correct me if I'm wrong, I think they've already clinched the district title last week on that close matchup against Flower Bluff at PSJA North. So the PSJA North Raiders getting set for their last matchup tonight, as they will able to take an extra day in their week of rest in preparations for their first round matchup. So when we return from commercial break, we'll be talking a little bit about both teams and kind of how their season has come to this point tonight. And we'll go over some key information on how both teams can come out with a victory tonight. So you're going to want to stick with us here on the RSO Network. We'll be back after these commercial breaks.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. Free your GMC. We're professional grade.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995 or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Turn your passion into a powerful career at Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again.
Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
It means a lot to me. TSC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. I've come a long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
And we are back on the RSO network here, and let's take a look at the current standings here in District 15 5A Division 1. And we have the PSJA North Raiders currently in first place in this district. Again, one of the last 5 remaining Valley teams, currently 9-0 overall record and 7-0, looking to make that 8-0 as they wrap up district play tonight. And then in second place, there's a 2-way tie for second place. We have both Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and Flower Bluff at 6-1. Both those teams will be meeting up tomorrow night. And then for the last spot of the playoffs, we have a two-way tie between Harlingen South and Weslaco East. And those two teams will be meeting tomorrow as well and playing or fighting for the last playoff spot there. In sixth place, just missing it, would be the Donna Redskins. And I had the honor of calling that game with the Battle of the Reservation between Donna and Donna North. What a great game. Went to an overtime matchup for the second straight year in that rivalry. And shout out to Aiden Coronado with the game-winning touchdown for Donna on that matchup. And they'll be playing against the 7th-ranked team, PSJA Memorial. That game is scheduled for tomorrow at PSJA Memorial. And the Wolverines of PSJA Memorial are in 7th. And then in 8th, we have Donna North, the Chiefs, with their sole victory against Brownsville Rivera, which I believe was last week, is when Donna North came away with that victory. And then, of course, Brownsville Rivera in 9th in this district matchup. So with that being said, let's take a look at the schedules from both these teams. We'll start with our visiting team, which is PSJA North. And the Raider team just dominating every single opponent they've had. They were tested a little bit in district play, of course, Flower Bluff last week, and then another close matchup was against Harlingen South. But regardless of that, PSJA North still came away with victories. So week 1 matchup went up against San Benito, the Greyhounds. They came away with a 49-14 victory to kick off their season. Then week 2 went up against PSJA, the Bears, city rivals. They won that one 49-3. And then started their district play against Donna North at home. They won tremendously, 70-7. Then the first game on the road at Corpus Christi Veterans, a really good matchup there. PSJA North comes with the win, 24-13. Then early this month, or early October, I should say, hosted Harlingen South. As I mentioned, was a close matchup, but again, PSJA North came away with the victory, 48-35. Then went on the road at Donna and shut the Chiefs out, 38-0. Then another city rival, PSJA Memorial. They hosted them. They won 48-0. Then they went on the road at Weslaco East and won that one 34-7. And then, of course, the great matchup we were able to cover last week against Flower Bluff, basically for the district title, and PSJA North came away with the victory, 19-10. And then, of course, tonight on the road, their last regular season matchup going up against the other Raiders, Brownsville Rivera. And we are about 12 minutes now from kickoff. And here in Brownsville, I believe we have middle school night. So we currently have the cheerleaders from Brownsville Rivera being joined by their feeder schools, welcoming the visiting fans of PSJA North. So we'll go to another commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the home team, Brownsville Rivera, and they're led by their first year, their new head coach for the Raiders, Coach Garcia. And we'll talk about that Raider squad from Rivera when we return. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
Okay. And with the free Valley Central app, no antenna, no hassle, no subscription, just local news, weather, sports, and original content. Valley Central Plus, now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995 or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
This summer, it's time to go outside and get some air. Explore a pirate ship. Or go horseback riding on the beach. And you can't forget about all the fun on the bay. South Padre Island has so much to do for the whole family. Book your summer getaway today. Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the RSO network here on the BISD channel. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about the other Raider squad from Brownsville, Rivera. And I want to correct myself. This Raider team from Rivera is led by Coach Johnny Garza. Not sure where the name Garcia came from, so I do want to apologize for that. And Coach Garza is coming from San Benito, where he served as the defensive coordinator there. This is his first year as the head coach for Brownsville Rivera. And to my knowledge, he did bring along some coaches from San Benito as well. So if you are a fan from San Benito, you could see similar play styles from this team potentially here tonight. And as we take a look at Brownsville Rivera's schedule this year, like I mentioned, led by first-year head coach Johnny Garza. Week 1 had a loss at La Jolla, 45-28 on the road, and then had their first victory of the year, and really their only victory so far this year, against Edinburgh North. That was a close game, 45-44, and then have lost all their district matchups leading up to tonight. So Brownsville Rivera, with somewhat a chip on their shoulder, trying to see what they can do tonight to possibly disrupt this PSJA North team here tonight. So at this time, we currently have teams getting set up here. Some school songs here. I don't see the band from PSJA North side. Not sure if they'll be arriving late or if they don't arrive in preparations for their pigskin, which I believe takes place this weekend for the 5A bands. or correction, state marching. Not sure who's qualified. I believe PSJA North Band qualified. And we're about 5 minutes remaining here at Brownsville Veterans, where we have both Raiders from the Valley, PSJA North visiting Brownsville Rivera. So we'll let the school song finish up for Brownsville Rivera, and then we'll go to one more commercial break. And when we return from the commercial break, we will talk about the key ingredients, I would say, that both teams will need to cook up a victory here tonight. So we'll be back on the RSO Network. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be back.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
Cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central app. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, and original content. Valley Central Plus, now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
And we are back on the RSO Network here live at Brownsville Veterans Memorial Stadium as both teams are entering the tunnel as they get set onto the field and get set for the coin toss here tonight. So here come the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera onto the field. Meanwhile, the Raiders of PSJA North now make their way onto the field as well. And as the buzzer comes to an end, we are getting set to kick off here tonight now. So both teams now lining up for tonight's coin toss. And the captains for tonight's matchup from the Raiders, who are wearing the black jerseys, number 9, Carlos Trevino. We also have number 62, Ociel Garza. Number 71, Juan Salas. And number 1, Alex Garza. And let's see if I can take a look at the captains for the Raiders. I spot number 61, Derek Garcia, along with number 1, Darren Garcia.
Rivera has won the toss and has elected to defer to the second half. They will be kicking to the north. Gentlemen, let's shake hands and have a good game.
And Rivera does win the toss, and they've elected to defer. So they will be kicking off to PSJA North to start tonight's matchup. Another captain I see from PSJA North, number 5, Ethan Montemayor. And Ethan Guerra, number 21, who is dressed up but will not be partaking tonight's matchup. So both teams lining up and getting this game underway. And PSJA North will start the game here with the ball. So they will get their offense on the field first, which leads me to the key matchup or the key takeaways from tonight. Brownsville Rivera is going to have to do everything they can to keep this PSJA North offense off the field. And with the election to kick off, let's see how their defense holds up in this first drive. Meanwhile, PSJA North, not much to say other than play their ball, play their style, as they prepare themselves and stay healthy for playoffs. Kick is underway, and it's going to roll out of bounds. So there will be a penalty to kick off tonight's matchup. So PSJA North will pick up the penalty, and that'll move them up 5 yards. It did go out of bounds at the 20, so it'll be placed at the 25. And that is where PSJA North Raiders will kick off or start off their offense. And correction, placed at the 30. I had a feeling it was a 10-yard penalty, so that is where PSJA North starts. Motioning a receiver to the left side, handoff down the middle. And that'll be a short gain of maybe about 3 yards on the play there. So PSJA North trying to get a feel for Brownsville Rivera's defense. And I apologize in advance if I say Raiders. I know it's going to be confusing. Both teams are Raiders, so I'll do my best to signify or bring out the school names a bit more here tonight. So again, PSJA North in the white jerseys, Brownsville Rivera in the black jerseys. Motioning him out to the right, handoff, fake handoff, he's gonna look for a deep pass. Finds it over to the right-hand side and caught by number 8 as he makes one defender miss, cuts a little bit on the inside and be brought down to the 30. Catch was made by Isaiah Garza. And that was a 40-yard gain for Isaiah Garza. And of course, led by quarterback Darren Garza for PSJ North. So the Raiders come out swinging on the second play here with a 40-yard gain, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for PSJ North. So Brownsville Rivera secondary being tested early on in this matchup. So 1st and 10 for PSJ North. Ball's gonna be snapped, handed off to the running back on the left-hand side, and quickly met with a powerful hit from Brownsville Rivera. Great execution there from the Raider defense. So it'll be a gain of about 3 for PSJ North as we try to pull up that replay there. The Raiders lining up there. They're gonna hand it off to, I believe that's number 44, Albert Solis on the run there. Correction, I believe that was 14. Antoine Estrada gets quickly met by the Raider defender there. 2nd and 7, handed off to the motion man to the right-hand side. Finds an opening and gets brought down. That was number 4, Brian Guerrero on that run. Gets a gain of maybe about another yard or 2 there. So it'll now be 3rd down and about 6 for PSJ North. Under 10 minutes now. Quarterback lining up in the center, motion man to the right, just going to hand it off down the middle, finds an opening, and still moving his legs, and gets brought down by a pack of Brownsville Rivera Raiders. And that'll be a gain of about 7 or 8 yards, and that is enough for a 1st down. Now, what I'm catching early on is possibly the Raiders could be keeping everything on the ground to kind of expedite this matchup a little bit. They're not in any urgency to really put up a lot of points tonight, as again, they're trying to rest up as much as they can in preparations for their playoff matchup beginning next week. Number 8 motions to the left, hands it off down the middle, and the running back, number 14, Antoine Estrada, gets a short gain, maybe about 2 yards there. And PSJ North now in the red zone. They're going to be at Rivera's 15-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and about 7 for PSJ North. So 2nd and 7 for PSJ North as they continue to move the ball on the ground here. Motion a man to the right-hand side. Fake toss, going to go to the sweep. Number 8 on the left-hand side, finds an opening to the 10. Cuts inside 5, pushes his way through for the touchdown by number 8, Isaiah Garza, who had the great reception earlier, puts the Raiders of PSJ North on the board first. So PSJ North eats up about nearly 4 minutes here in this first quarter as they get set for the extra point. Ball's going to be snapped. Holt looks good on our end. Kick is up and blocked. And the Raiders pick it up. No, they don't. They fumble the reception there, but they do meet with one another on that fumble recovery. So the attempt is no good. A good stop there for Brownsville Rivera. So we'll go to commercial break. PSG North does not convert on the extra point, but they will be up 6-0. And we'll go to commercial break for a little bit, and the Raiders will see themselves on offense for the first time tonight. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
New infrastructure projects are being developed. We're a leader in spaceflight research and have become an energy export powerhouse. Let's keep Eddie Trevino as our Cameron County judge.
Bird Ogden Chevrolet has new Silverados. Save $13,000 off or $199 a month. That's right, $13,000 off or $199 a month with over 200 Silverados to choose from at Bird Ogden Chevrolet in Mission.
And we are back on the RSO Network. PSG North coming off the field for the first time on offense. Do get a touchdown by number 8, Isaiah Garza. but failed to convert on the extra point kick. As PSJA North Raiders kicking off to Rivera Raiders. Kickoff will be made by number 34, Angel Garcia. And the kick goes underway. With a good hang time caught up by Rivera as they run it down the middle to the 15, cuts back on the outside to the 20, and met by a group of PSJA North Raiders. Maybe about 4 or 5 of them there. And Rivera will start at about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And Brownsville Rivera making their way onto the field for the first time tonight. And if you're just tuning in, PSJA North are in the white jerseys and Brownsville Rivera are in the black jerseys. I know it's confusing. I know both teams have solid black and white colors in their schools, but Rivera does have a little bit of that red on there. So the Raiders are in the black jerseys and PSJA North are in the white jerseys. So the Raiders, Brownsville Rivera on offense. They're in shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left. They're going to motion a man to the left. And it's going to be a quick draw to the right-hand side by number 6, Gabriel Gonzalez. And the first penalty of the play is on the field now. Could be a holding against Rivera. Let's see what the call is. And it is a holding call by number 70, Jason Rocha. That's going to move. Correction, PSJA North will decline a penalty. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for Rivera. The home team, the Raiders on offense, 2nd down and 12. Let's see what the drop on this play. The defenders of PSJA North meeting up at the line. They do have 2 linebackers on the line. They're going to drop back. Fumble on the play on the exchange there. Not sure who ends up on top of the ball here. PSJA North thinks they have it. And it is recovered by PSJA North. A fumble recovery by PSJA North's defense will allow their offense back on the field. And let's see if we can pull up that replay. So it's going to be another draw option here. They fumble that exchange, and the defender, the edge rusher, does come away with the ball to put their offense back on the field. So great pickup there and awareness by PSJA North's defense on the fumble exchange from the Raiders as they had a fun celebration there at the end. That'll put PSJA North's offense back on the field. So 1st and 10 at about the 21-yard line. Motioning a man to the right-hand side. It's going to be a fake handoff as number 1 looks to drop back. They're scrambling to the right-hand side, and he will get sacked. A great sack there for the Raiders. It's going to push PSJA North back. Let's take a look at this play here. Darren Garcia trying to find an open man down the middle, possibly looking for Isaiah Garza. Can't find him as he tries to scramble out and gets sacked by number 20. That's going to be Jacob Martinez on that great defensive play for Rivera. So 2nd and long for PSJA North. Going to run down the middle to the 15, the 10, the 5. He cannot get caught for the touchdown. Number 22, Blake Sims, making it look easy here. Let's look at that replay. And I think we're not able to get it for some reason. Thought we were able to capture it. And we did, and we'll actually pull it up in just a second as we get this extra point through. Apologies on the difficulties there. So we'll show that replay after the extra point attempt. It was previously blocked the first time. Let's see if they're able to convert this time. And they're going for 2 here. As the quarterback draws back to the left-hand side. Quick, easy, open toss for the 2-point conversion. It is good. A great reception there. So PSG North will get the 2-point conversion, and they'll be up 14-0. So when we return, Brownsville Rivera looking to shake off the fumble there on offense, and we'll be back here shortly on the RSO Network. And we are back on the RSO Network here live at Brownsville Veterans Memorial Stadium. And PSG North kicking off to Rivera. Pick it up at about the 10-yard line, runs to the 15, the 20. Tries to make a defender miss, it won't work. And number 1, Alex Garza will get stopped at about the 21-yard line. And that is where Brownsville Rivera will start their second possession on offense. And if you're just tuning in, PSG North got the ball first on offense, score at about 6 plays for 6 points, failed to convert. And then the second play of Brownsville Rivera's first offensive possession, they had a miscommunication on the handoff exchange, fumbles the ball, recovered by PSG North, and then scored the touchdown following the sack from Brownsville Rivera, get a touchdown a couple plays later. And here we are, folks. 1st and 10, Brownsville Rivera. Hand off to the running back on the right-hand side. Gets maybe a yard or 2 on that play. And that'll bring us 2nd and about 9 for Rivera. Second down and 9 for Brownsville Rivera, as they continue to look for their first down tonight, looking to extend the drive. Raiders using the shotgun formation, really spreading the field here. PJ North's defense possibly putting some pressure. Low snap, but they're going to blow the whistle and cut this play off. Might have been a false start penalty or an offsides. And it's going to be a delay of game penalty against Brownsville Rivera. So their second miscue here for Rivera. They're going to move back, and it'll be 2nd and 14 now for Brownsville Rivera. So 2nd and 14, ball is going to be placed at about the 18-yard line, as the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera need to get to about the 31 or longer for a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be snapped, bobbled a little bit on that. Ball's going to be passed and intercepted by PSG North. He's going to run it to the 30, 25, 20, still moving to the 15, and gets brought down in the red zone for an interception. PSG North having a good time, trying not to be here for a long time. So PSG North with a second turnover. A great interception there. Let's pull up that replay. As the Raiders do go for the pass and looks for the receiver on the left-hand side. I didn't like that throw as he was met by 2 defenders. So interception by Mark Quintanilla, and runs it into the red zone for PSG North. And that is where their offense will start. So 1st and 10, ball's placed at about the 13-yard line. Ball's going to be snapped, handed off to number 8 to the left-hand side, to the 10, to the 5, and does get tackled near the first down marker. He's about a yard shy. That was Isaiah Garza on that play. And that'll bring us 2nd and 1. So 2nd down and 2, correction. Ball's placed at the 4-yard line, needs to get to about the 2 for a fresh set of downs. Of course, PSJA North trying to get into the end zone here. They have a lot of power on both sides in the line. Going to be a handoff down the middle, and it is going to be enough for the touchdown by number 14, Antoine Estrada. Touchdown, PSJA North. As they get lined up for the extra point here tonight. Snap goes off, kick is up, and this one is good. So PSJA North up 21-0 early in this first quarter. And Brownsville Rivera will get themselves back on offense. We'll be back after this commercial break. Stick with us here on the RSO Network.
Take advantage of big savings now and drive a new Equinox. Save $5,000 off or $179 a month. That's right, $5,000 off or $179 a month with more than 120 to choose from at Berdogan Chevrolet in Mission.
And we are back on the RSO Network. We are actually under 5 minutes now left to play here. We'll adjust the clock for you all as PSJA North gets set to kick off yet again. And if you're just tuning in, PSJA North on 3 offensive possessions have scored touchdowns in all those 3. Again, this is up 21 early here in this first quarter. The defense of PSJA North is for reals. Picking up a fumble due to a poor exchange from the quarterback to the running back of Rivera, and then of course the interception. Raiders now looking for an opening here to the 25. Gets tackled there at the 25 by number 16, Ethan Marks. And that is where Brownsville Rivera will start on offense. So lots of great defensive schemes here. PSJA North is drawing up here in this first half. Really getting to the edge as the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera try to go on the outsides. They're able to pick it up. They're able to apply some pressure on the line. And then, of course, the secondary not letting anything go behind them and getting that interception in the last drive. Let's see what the defense does here this time around. So Brownsville Rivera, 1st and 10. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Ball snap kind of low, handed off to number 6 to the right-hand side. And it does get picked up, and they're going to lose about 4 yards on that play as Gabriel Gonzalez fails to get some positive yardage here. It's going to bring us 2nd down and 14. Correction, they lost maybe about 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 13 for Brownsville Rivera. I haven't seen many positive yardage plays over at Rivera's end, but we'll keep an eye on that because as of now, everything on Rivera's offense has either moved back or had turnovers. And a great tackle there by PSJA North, initially made by number 5, Ethan Montemayor. And that's going to push him back another yard. So it'll be 3rd down and about 15 for Brownsville Rivera. So PSJA North applying some heavy pressure on the line, not allowing a run play to go through on their end. As the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera are far behind. This could be a pass play, but they're going to bring pressure. And the fumble on the snap there gets picked up on the screen pass. And that'll be a 5-yard gain as they get themselves back in the line of scrimmage. However, it will be a 4th down. And Brownsville Rivera lining up to punt this ball. So PSJA North almost able to recover yet another turnover on all 3 defensive possessions on their end. Fail to get the turnover this time around. However, they are going to force a 3-and-out. So two turnovers from this PSJA North defense and 1 3-and-out. We're going to keep an eye on this defense. So I'm going to make a note here, and we'll keep an eye on PSJ's defense on how well they perform here tonight, because there's a lot of talk on the offensive side of things of football, but we got to give credit to defenses as well. So far down, Rivera is going to punt it. Goes really, really far, actually, as the PSJA North receiver picks it up at the 30, now gets to the 40. Makes some defenders miss. Look at that, to the 45, the 50. Still moving his feet and gets brought down there. Wow. A great run there by Brian Guerrero as a flag gets thrown at the end of that play. Near midfield where Guerrero got tackled. Not sure what the flag is. Not sure if there was a face mask or maybe some extracurricular activity after the play. And it looks like it goes against PSJA North. And it's a blindside block against PSJA North, so they're going to move back. Not sure if that's going to matter too much for PSJA North, but either way, they get themselves started at about the 37-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for PSJA North. Ball's going to be snapped, looking for a pass. He's going to go deep. And incomplete. Intended to Isaiah Garza. Fails to make the catch. The throw was a bit behind, as Isaiah Garza was defended by 2 Raider players. So 2:04 left in the first quarter, as PSJA North look to extend their lead here tonight. Shotgun formation, empty set. 3 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. Could be a keeper or a pass. Find him in the short pass, and he's actually going to get a few yards. And gets met by a pack of Raiders from Rivera. So gets about 2 yards on that play. That was number 8, Isaiah Garza. So it'll be 3rd and 8 now for PSJA North as they look to run this clock. So 3rd and 8 at the 39-yard line. Need to get to about the 47 for a fresh set of downs. And let's see what PSJA North draws up here. As the whistle expires, Brownsville Rivera is going to call a timeout. So with 1:16 left to go, Brownsville Rivera will use their first timeout here. And we'll go to commercial break, and when we return, PSJA North on a 3rd and 8. Let's see what they do here when we return. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
Ha ayudado a familias a rendir homenaje a sus seres queridos por más de 100 años, desde sus instalaciones hasta asegurarle un servicio personalizado, atendiendo todos los detalles a un precio cómodo. Garza Memorial Funeral Home, donde la atención personal hace la diferencia.
Billy Kelly here, Bird Art and Buick GMC. End of the month deal starts now. $13,000 off 2026 GMC Sierra Elevation, or $199 a month. That's right, $199 a month. Come see us today. Bird Art and Buick GMC. Dolly God.
And we are back on the Mic check, 1, 2. My apologies, folks. We did get the mic situation fixed up. So a great interception by PSJA North will end the first quarter 21-0 in favor of PSJA North. We'll go to commercial break, and when we return, PSJA North will continue on offense. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Jason Starkey with Gallery Homes.
Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
And we are back on the RSO Network. We had some minor audio difficulties on our end, but we're able to get it back on. So 2nd and 7 for PSJA North at the 15. Ball's going to be snapped. Quarterback keeper just takes a couple steps back to the 15, the 10, the 5, and gets tackled at about the 4-yard line. So a keeper by Darren Garcia. And that'll bring us first and goal. But there is an injury on the field. It looks like an injured Raider from Rivera. So we'll step aside here, and we'll be back shortly following the injury. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
Part service? Let our new parts and service department help you. Here at J4 Trailers, we also cut brake drums.
Come visit us and get hitched at J4 Trailers.
Now's the time to lower your interest rate and lower your payment right here. Burdon Toyota in Harlingen. Get a 2025 Toyota Tacoma 3.99 APR or $99 a month. That's right, $99 a month, 3.99%. Only at Burdon Toyota in Harlingen. Dale gas.
J4 Trailers es su mejor opción para remolques en el Valle de Río Grande. Contamos con remolques utilitarios, goosenecks, landscape, hotshot trailers, dump trailers, enclosed y mucho más. Su remolque necesita servicio o refacciones, nuestro nuevo departamento de partes y servicio está listo para atenderle. Aquí en J4 Trailers también realizamos el corte de tambores de freno.
Come visit us and get hitched at J4 Trailers.
And we are back on the RSO Network. The injured player was from Rivera, number 5, Nathan Aguia. He's able to walk slowly in his own power, hoping the injury isn't too serious and that he's able to return to tonight's matchup. So first and goal now for PSJA North at the 5-yard line after the play. Quarterback keeper by Darren Garcia. Motioning man to the right, ball's gonna be snapped. Fake handoff as he looks for a toss to the right side, doesn't see it. Thought he was going to keep it himself, but not able to find anything. And he will get sacked by Rivera. This is the 3rd sack tonight by Rivera. A great sack play there. I believe was led by number 20, Jacob Martinez. So that'll be his 2nd sack tonight. We're going to keep an eye on that. And it'll be 2nd and goal at the 14 I should say. So that was a 9-yard loss for PSJA North. I saw Darren trying to look for a pass on the right-hand side on an error route or an out route there. He didn't have it. I thought he was going to run it himself, but some of the backers able to catch that, not able to get it. That's what they do here in this play. Just going to hand it off to the right-hand side. To the 10, to the 5, keeps moving his feet. And will be stopped at about the 2-yard line. Believe that run was made by number 14. That's Mark Quintanilla, who had an interception earlier. And it'll now be 3rd and goal at about the 3-yard line. So PSJA North keeping everybody on the line here, motioning a man to the left. It's going to be a keeper, Let's see if he got it. I don't think he did. Looked like a yard shy on our end, and it is going to be marked a yard shy as Darren Garcia with the keeper not able to get that one through. So it'll be 4th and goal, gets about a yard there, and it's at the 1 yard line. And of course, PSJA North is going to take the chance here with a 21-point lead with nothing to lose here on this play. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be handed off, run to the left-hand side, and easy. A great offensive wall there will give Darren Garcia the touchdown. And I love that celebration. That was awesome, and it looks like it will be an unsportsmanlike penalty there. But hey, they're just kids having fun. So a touchdown there by PSJA North. So let's see if Rivera decides to apply this penalty on the extra point or on the kickoff. And it will be on the kickoff. As we look at the replay on the touchdown there by Darren Garcia. So the replay on the right-hand side, just a great offensive wall there, allowing him to score on that play. As we look at the celebration there. Boom goes the dynamite, as they say, and it's going to draw the penalty. Extra point does go through, so PSJA North up 28-0 over Brownsville Rivera. So we'll go to another commercial break, and Rivera will get themselves back on offense. With about 9.5 left to play here in the second quarter, we'll be back on the RSO Network.
Now's the time to lower your payment and lower your rate at Bird Dog Toyota in Harlan to get a 2026 Tundra for just $245 a month or 2.99. That's right, $245 a month or 2.99 APR only at Bird Dog Toyota in Harlingen. Dale gas.
CBS 4 News, bringing you the most SpaceX coverage with our exclusive partnership with La Padre Space Channel, weekly updates, live cameras from Starbase, and live coverage from SpaceX launches. CBS 4 News, your Space Coast station, working for you.
Mic check 1, 2. My apologies on the mic error there again as we continue to work through our equipment here. Brownsville Rivera is going to call their second timeout. And we'll actually keep you guys here. We'll go to commercial break in just a bit. But I was mentioning earlier, the first two defensive work from PSJA North resulted in turnovers. It was a fumble recovery and an interception. The third one resulted in a 3-and-out. Actually, the fourth one resulted in an interception. So let's make that 3 turnovers. So 2 INTs and 1 fumble recovery. So this is actually the 5th position. I forgot PSJA North did punt the ball on a great defensive drive for Rivera. So right now we have 2nd and 13 for Rivera as they try to get themselves away from their own end zone. Shotgun formation again. This could be dangerous. Ball's going to snap kind of high, and it's going to be a keeper as he finds an opening near the 10-yard line, and there's a fumble again. But this one looks to be recovered by Rivera. So it'll be 3rd down and about 7 for Rivera. So they need to get to about the 17-yard line if they're looking to extend this. If the Raiders stop them, it will be their second 3-and-out. And PSJA North's defense have forced more turnovers than they have 3-and-outs. That is a crazy stat if you're a fan of statistics. PSJA North's defense not even allowing a single first down here. 3rd and long, and a great swarm of PSJA North Raiders is going to stop Rivera's offense yet again. And they actually lose about a yard. So it'll be 4th and 8 for Rivera, and they will send their punting team out. So PSJA North's defense just still putting their foot on the gas. First 2 defensive drives for PSJA North resulted in turnovers. They had a 3-and-out, had another interception on a fumbled snap on the gun from Rivera, and then of course right now another 3-and-out. It's going to force Rivera to punt this one away. Ball snapped. Punt it goes up. And it's actually going to be kind of short. PSJA North's going to pick it up to the 30, the 25, to the 20. Finds an opening, 15, 10, 5, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 5. A great return there. I thought they were going to let it run and roll out to the side, but he picks it up and goes near the end zone. Great job picking up what I thought was just going to let the ball roll out. But PSJA North picks it up, and now they're deep in the red zone yet again. So PSJA North with many options and many weapons on their offense who can score this next drive. Let's see what they draw up here on a 1st and goal at about the 4-yard line. First and 10. Ball's going to be tossed to the left-hand side. They're going to find an opening to the 5, and it will go in easily for the touchdown, but there is a penalty. That was Isaiah Garza on the run there, but I think there might have been a holding call on the field, but let's see when the officials get together what the call will be. If the penalty holds, that'll be Isaiah Garza's 2nd touchdown. So it's going to be a holding call against PSJA North. So unfortunately, Isaiah's touchdown will not count. And they're going to move the ball back 10 yards to the 13, to the 16-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal with 16 yards needed for the touchdown. Correction, it's first and goal at the 12 or 11. Ball's going to be handed off, and the running back does trip up. Tackle made by the Turf Monster as Blake Sims was trying to cut it in there. Won't get it. And it'll be second and goal. Basically no gain on the play there. Maybe lost a yard here. So it'll be second and goal at the 13 for Rivera. And I do see PSJA North's band. They're actually prepping over on the side. So they did get here late, but they are preparing for their halftime as I believe they are going to be competing for the state marching contest in San Antonio. Second and goal. Isaiah just going to go the other way to the 10. Makes a defender miss with a stiff arm to the 5 and in for the touchdown. Wow. Isaiah Garza with the speed for the touchdown. Just when I thought he was going to get tackled by a group of Rivera defenders on the left side, he says, nah, watch this. Runs to the right-hand side, stiff arms the defender, and gets himself in there for the touchdown. So PSJA North with the extra point. Angel Garcia getting ready for the kick. Ball snap, hold looks good on our end. Kick is up, and it is good. Let's look at that replay. As he makes that defender stiff arm, look at that. With a great run inside for the touchdown. What a great play there by Isaiah Garza. And he now has 2 touchdowns. So PSJA North up 35-0. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and when we return, Rivera back on offense. And we are back on the RSO Network. PSJA North getting set to kick off to Rivera on a 35-0 lead with under 6 minutes left to play here in the first half. Kick is kind of short, and a Rivera receiver is just going to step out of bounds near the 30. And this is more than likely the best starting possession for Rivera's offense. And it'll be at the 28-yard line, and that is where Rivera will start on offense. And there was a penalty called. Not sure what the penalty was, but Rivera will get the ball rolling at the 33. Rivera now, ball snap. Going to be a draw down the middle, and will gain about 4 yards here. Run was made by number 24, Jorge Garcia. And it'll be second and about 7 for Rivera. As Rivera continuing to move this ball here. This is now the 6th possession on offense. Haven't gone a first down so far in this matchup tonight. Let's see if anybody has them getting a first down in this game. As the quarterback keeps it to the right-hand side, won't find the opening, and a big hit by number 13 of PSJA North, Mark Quintanilla, with a big hit. As the quarterback lowered his shoulder. And doesn't get a gain on this play, so it'll be 3rd and 7 still. Or 3rd and 7 now, I should say. And the clock is synced up correctly with about 4:36 now and ticking. As Rivera looks to get a first down here. Ball's going to be snapped, looking for a pass. It's going to throw it to the left-hand side, and it's going to be intercepted to the 45, 40, 35, 30. This is going to go all the way. Pick 6. Mama. There goes that man. Number 2, Drayden Espinosa with the touchdown. Wow. Unbelievable. PSJA North is unbelievable, folks. Let's take a look at that instant replay. A great interception there by Drayden Espinosa with a great pick 6 there. I was looking, as soon as he intercepted it, I was like, who's going to be there to stop him? Only the quarterback. Not enough. PSJA North just making it look easy on defense as they get lined up for the extra point now. Ball's going to be snapped. Hold looks good. Kick is up, and it is good. 42-0 for PSJA North. We're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be back on the RSO Network.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
And we are back on the RSO Network with a little bit over 4 minutes left here in the first half. PSG North in full control of the driver's seat, up 42-0 now as they kick this one off. Rivera catches it at about the 5 to the 10, 15. Tries to find an opening, can get it, and gets hit at the 20, and a penalty on the play. And there seems to be a small scuffle following the play there. I want to say there was a lay hit penalty against PSJA North, but I couldn't tell because it looked like the Rivera receiver was already down from the trip or the tackle. And I don't know if somebody pushed him into the hit, but they're going to call a lay hit penalty against PSJA North. And that'll be a 10 to 15 yard penalty following the reception there. And it will be a 15-yard penalty, so they're going to spot this at the 38-yard line. And that'll make it the new best starting possession for Rivera. And that is where their offense will start. So if you're just tuning in, PSJA North up 42-0. And I've been making some notes on PSJA North's defense. 4 defensive turnovers and 2 3-and-outs. And they still have yet to let Rivera even get a first down tonight. Ball's going to be snapped. Handed off to the right-hand side. Will get tackled out of bounds. And I don't think there's a gain here. And still a bit more shoving following that play. And there seems to be an injury on the field. That was the running back from Rivera on that play. So we're going to step aside, hoping the injury isn't too serious, and we'll be back on the RSO Network.
At Marine Military Academy, we educate those who dare to achieve. Those eager to control their future before it controls them. Those who can follow a path so they can eventually make their own. Those ready to join in order to stand out. Welcome to MMA, forging tomorrow's leaders.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995, or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
We're back on the RSO Network. An incomplete pass from Brownsville Rivera. Pass was intended to number 13, Frankie Ramirez. They won't get that reception. And it'll be 3rd and 12 now for Brownsville Rivera. Let's see if we have any updates from our other friends covering on the Real Sports Live Network. Mission High up 21-3 at the half. And I know we have other friends of ours covering the Westlaco and Edinburgh Economides game. We'll get to that in a second, as PSJA North's defense stops the run there on this play. And it'll now be 4th and long, and that'll force Rivera to punt yet again. So PSJA North will force their 3rd and out here on defense. And again, another crazy statistic. PSJA North's defense have had more forced turnovers than 3 and out defensive stops. How about that? 4 turnovers, 3 and outs. This defense is unbelievable, folks. You're watching the best of the best in the Rio Grande Valley. Rivera punts it really short, maybe about a 30-yard punt there. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 45 in their own territory. So PSJA North will start at Rivera's 45-yard line as they look to extend this lead even more. So if you're just tuning in, we are here live at Brownsville Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Brownsville, Texas, as the Raiders visit the Raiders. Of course, PSJA North visiting Rivera. And PSJA North are in the white jerseys with the gray helmets, and Brownsville Rivera in the all black. 1st and 10 for PSJA North. Ball's going to be at the 43. Motioning a man to the right. They're going to hand it to that man. Number 14 runs it to the 35, the 30. Makes some defenders miss. Great run there by Antoine Estrada. That's going to be about nearly a 20-yard gain there, as we had a temporary stop there on the clock there. And I'm not sure PSJA North is going to let this run into the 2-minute timeout, or if they're going to want to get another play out here before the half. And they are going to let this run to the 2-minute timeout. So I do want to take this time, before we go to commercial break, I want to take this time to thank the camera crew here from KBSD, from Brownsville ISD. Thank you for the work that you're doing here tonight and allowing us to use your camera crew for tonight's matchup. And with that being said, we'll go to commercial break, and we'll be back here on the RSO Network.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years. Leave the hiring to us.
Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy.
Don't hesitate, call us now.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne West Laco Ford.
V's up regardless.
And we are back on the RSO Network. PSJ North coming off the 2-minute timeout with a touchdown. I believe that was to number 18. TJ McAlpine with that touchdown reception. And PSJ North now will be up 48-0 pending the extra point. Extra point lining up. Snap a little high. The hold still gets there in time. And the kick is up and good. So PSJ North up 49-0 now with under 2 minutes to go here. And a great reception there earlier there from PSJ North. Here's another score that we have just coming in from our friends on the RSO Network. Westlaco up 16-0 over Edinburgh and Economides. And Economides is one of the 5 remaining Valley teams undefeated, currently down at halftime, as we could see another unbeaten Valley team go down tonight. Of course, the other ones are Mercedes, Los Fresnos, Raymondville, and of course, this Raider team from PSJ North. As PSJ North now kicking off to Rivera. Going to receive it near the 10-yard line. Right into the 20, the 25. Makes a defender miss, but gets tackled right behind and will get tackled at about the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Rivera. Ball's going to be placed at the 27-yard line, as the Raiders still looking for their first points here tonight, hoping they can get something on the board before halftime. Other scores for you all. We have Westlaco up 16-0. We didn't mention that. And then we have the Mission and La Jolla Juarez Lincoln. Mission High up 21-3 on that game. Ball's going to be handed off to the running back. Down the middle, runs into a wall there. Maybe gets in enough to the line of scrimmage. And he does. And it'll be 2nd and 10. So no gain on the play there. Second and 10 for Brownsville Rivera. Still in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side. Not sure if this will be another draw or a short pass potentially. And there's the draw. The Raiders of PSJ North pick it up. Rivera maybe gets a yard on this play here, as we now go under a minute left here in this first half. So it'll be 3rd and 9 for Rivera. Let's see if they can get the first down here. PSJ North just letting this clock run. Again, no urgency whatsoever needed for PSJ North side. Still have all 3 timeouts. Brownsville Rivera does have 1, as the Raiders of Rivera try to get one more play through before the half. They motion a man. They're just going to keep it and run it to the right-hand side. Do get a good block. And will be pushed out of bounds, but short of the first down. And that will stop the clock. So it'll be 4th down at about 1. As one official is marking it short, the other one is going to give him a first down. And it is enough for the first down. They're going to move the chains here. So Rivera finally getting that first down through, breaking that 3-and-out trend that PSJA North's defense has been able to apply. And I thought they were going to freeze the time, but they did end up running the clock. So it will be 49-0 in favor of PSJA North. And this Raider team from PSJA North just balling out. Just foot on the gas pedal, no break whatsoever. And they're just doing everything that they're doing. They're playing the game that they're playing, and they're just taking control of this game. The defense, especially with 4 turnovers, 3 3-and-outs, and then, of course, on this drive, finally allowing Rivera to get their first down right before halftime. So they did kick off. Rivera did kick off to start the game. PSJA North will be kicking off to start the second half, and Rivera will be receiving to start the second half. So we're going to go to commercial break, and during the halftime, we're going to try to get you the highlights from the first half, trying to give you guys an idea of how this game has gone so far and what to expect from the second half. So we'll be back on the RSL Network.
When you're buying a car or trusting someone to take care of the one you already have, you want to know you're in good hands. Today, tomorrow, and every day after that. For over a century, Sames Automotive Group has been here. The oldest dealership group in Texas, built on a promise to do things the right way. A century of putting people first. A century of service and savings. A century of smiles. That's not just a tagline. That's the Sames way. Sames Automotive Group, delivering a century of trust.
Inside Valley Politics, a fresh perspective on Valley, state, and national political issues. Join us as we feature in-depth interviews and original, unbiased reporting on topics important to you. Sunday at 6:30 a.m. on NBC 23.
Exceptional performance and advanced cutting-edge technology wrapped in stylish elegance sets Lincoln apart. Sames McAllen Lincoln is here to bring you the full line of exquisite Lincoln vehicles. With over a century of driving Texans, our service and experience is unmatched. Come experience the Sames way. Start online at samesmcallenlincoln.com or visit us at 1301 East Expressway 83, Sames McAllen Lincoln, delivering a century of savings, service, and smiles.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years.
Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru.
We have a network of skilled employees to fit your needs.
Your success is our strategy. Don't hesitate. Call us now.
There is always news happening in the Valley. When you see it, share it to Valley Central. See a fire? Share it. See a wreck? Share it. See crime or corruption? Share it. Be part of the Valley Central team. If you see it, share it.
This summer, it's time for mimosas and brunch with the girls. A beachside lunch with the kiddos. Delicious Bayside burgers. And world-famous fried shrimp with a cold one. South Padre Island has your breakfast, lunch, and dinner plans covered. Book your summer getaway today. Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the RSO Network here on the BSD channel on our YouTube, RSO Network app, Roku, and Valley Central app. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup. We are at halftime here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Brownsville, Texas. And PSJA North up heavily 49-0 in this matchup so far. On the field is PSJA North's, correction, I believe it's So as we get this halftime through, I do want to talk a little bit about the matchup early on. PSJA North pretty much scoring on every offensive possession with the exception of, I want to say it was their first or second possession in the second quarter. They did have to punt the ball away. And other than that, PSJA North's offense have been scoring. We have touchdowns by number 1, Darren Garcia on a keeper. We have 2 touchdowns scored by Isaiah Garza. We have a touchdown by Antoine Estrada, a touchdown by TJ McAlpine with the reception before the half. Number 22, Blake Sims with another score here. And then 1 pick 6 by number 2, Jurain Espinosa, who has 2 interceptions. One of those 2, of course, resulting in the pick 6. And again, talking a little bit statistically, I like to say here, PSJA North's defense is just unbelievable, folks. Their defense has been on the field 8 times. 4 out of those 8 times have resulted in turnovers, whether it's a fumble recovery or an interception or the pick 6, again, by Jurain Espinosa. They forced 3 3-and-outs against Rivera. And then on this last possession leading up to the halftime, Rivera did manage to get a first down, their first one tonight, and then, of course, the clock did expire. So Rivera not able to cook any further than that. Just unbelievable performances. I mean, I'm looking at some of the notes I have here. We also had Isaiah Garza with a 40-yard reception. Mark Quintanilla had an interception. Just some unbelievable performance from PSJA North from multiple players. And then Rivera's, and I did record number 20, Jacob Martinez, with 2 sacks on the defensive end. And, of course, one of those sacks did ultimately end up having PSJA North to punt on their only offensive punt, having to give the ball back to Rivera in the first half. So lots of great moments, from PSJA North side, and some spark on the Rivera side as well, with Jacob Martinez leading the way on defense there with 2 sacks recorded. I know there's a 3rd sack on there. I was unable to get the player with that 3rd sack. But some of the defensive line on Rivera is still putting some pressure on PSJA North, but of course, PSJA North doing what PSJA North does, just converting and finding ways to excel. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Brownsville Rivera on the field, but I could be mistaken. And yeah, just some great playing from PSJA North side, just proving to the Valley why they rightfully earned the number 1 spot in the Rio Grande Valley. If you were to ask me, on a personal note, who I think the best team in the Rio Grande Valley is, I got to give it to these Raiders of PSJA North. I'm usually a Lower Valley guy. I've covered a lot of Lower Rio Grande Valley teams here throughout this season. I've covered many Brownsville teams. Got to cover Los Fresnos, got to cover San Benito. Have not covered Harlingen's football teams this year. I was able to cover Donna's as well. And I want to say this is the 2nd Upper Valley team I've gone to seen. The only other Valley team I've really seen perform was Sherland Pioneer. I believe they were playing against Mission, and Sharyland Pioneer did come away with the win. I think they were about 3-0 at that time. But again, PSJ North just really going all out here and just showing everybody. So definitely have my respect as the #1 team in the Rio Grande Valley. But I will say the second best, in my opinion, will more than likely have to be the Tigers of Mercedes. I did get to cover them a couple weeks back here at Brownsville Veterans Stadium when they went up against Brownsville Lopez, and they got multiple weapons on the offensive side, particularly their receivers, led by their quarterback over on the Mercedes side. So those guys are looking for a deep playoff run along with PSJ North. So if you're just tuning in, the Brownsville Rivera Band just performing as they allow PSJ North's band to play here. I'm not sure I have the rights to show the band perform, but we'll do our best to at least show you as much as we can with the limitations we have on our end. So we're going to go to commercial break, and when we return, we'll try to get some of the highlights from the first half. We're still working on those, and should be completed in just a little bit. So we'll go to commercial break, and when we return, the PSJ North Band will make their way onto the field. You're going to want to stick with us here on the RSL Network. We'll be back.
You never know when grief will come upon you and you find yourself in need of a funeral home. Emotions take over your thoughts, and it is difficult to think clearly. So where do you turn? You turn to Tomei Garza Funeral Home because they understand that guiding thoughtful care is a privilege, and the needs of your family and final request of your loved one must be met without question. Compassion, care, commitment. Tomei Garza Funeral Home, San Benito.
There's no place like Sharyland ISD. Returning students need to district work here, learn here, or tuition-based enrollment. Register now. Call 956-584-6408. Sharyland ISD. Excellence is our tradition.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Sunny Glen Children's Home has provided a place of hope for every child since 1936. If you'd like more information on Sunny Glen and the services we offer, please visit us at www.sunnyglen.org.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central app. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, and original content. Valley Central Plus, now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
Hey Vaqueros fans, I'm Janelle Tanguma.
And I'm Blake Collin. Join us live for every UTRGV home football game for our pregame kickoff show, Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
We have been having a good old time at our Tailgate Fiesta.
We're bringing you live coverage, special guests, and fan energy leading up to kickoff. We'll see you at Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta.
V's up.
Vaqueros Nation Tailgate Fiesta is sponsored by the Bert Ogden Auto Group.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
Elevation, AT4, AT4X, Denali. Case closed. For your GMC, we're professional grade.
And we are back on the RSL network here on the BISD channel. And PSJ North up 49-0 after the first half as the PSJ North band gets set for their halftime performance here. And the PSJ North band is advancing to the state marching contest coming up. And I'm just admiring their props here, as many of their selections are famous Italian songs like O Sole Mio, La Donna Immobile, Nessun Dorma. And I'm a huge music buff guy, actually a music teacher as well, so this is actually really fun to see here as PSJ North gets set up here in just a bit. So again, PSJ North really just executing really well on the offensive side of the ball here. As I pull up my notes here, touchdowns by quarterback Darren Garcia on a keeper, 2 touchdowns by Isaiah Garza, Mark Quintanilla with an interception, Drayden Espinosa with 2 interceptions, one of those 2 being a pick 6. Antoine Estrada with a touchdown, TJ McAlpine with a touchdown, and Blake Sims with a touchdown. So PSJ North just using all their weapons that they have on their offense and their defense. Really just taking full control of this game here tonight. So again, other halftime scores that we're covering on the RSO network. Let me pull those up here. And Westlake goes up 16-0. I think they just wrapped up their halftime as they get set for the second half kickoff. And Mission Eagles up against La Jolla Juarez Lincoln 21-3. And again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's matchup, whether you're watching from YouTube, whether you're watching from our RSL Network app, on Valley Central app, as the PSJ North Band takes the field here at this halftime as they prepare for their state marching contest coming up. So we want to shout out all the band parents, all the band students who are performing, the booster clubs, the directors, administrators for their support. Just from experience and as a music teacher myself, I know the amount of work each student's put in during the summers. Many of them just starting back in as early as June, maybe even early July for some programs, really just executing every little moment in their shows, and it reflects on these performances. And again, I'm just in love with these props that this band has here. And we do have the first half highlights for you all. So unfortunately, I am going to have to show those now. So if you're just tuning into this football matchup, here are the first half highlights from tonight, and then we'll resume as much as we can as we're allotted with the last 9 minutes in this halftime. So here are your highlights from the first half. No, they don't. They fumble the reception there, but they do meet with one another on that fumble recovery. So the attempt is no good. Of PSJA North meeting up at the line. They do have 2 linebackers on the line. They're going to drop back. Fumble on the play on the exchange there. Not sure who ends up on top of the ball here. PSJA North thinks they have it. And it is recovered by PSJA North. So 1st and 10 at about the 21-yard line. Motioning a man to the right-hand side. It's going to be a fake handoff as number 1 looks to drop back. They're scrambling to the right-hand side, and he will get sacked. A great sack by number 20. That's going to be Jacob Martinez on that great defensive play for Rivera. So 2nd and long for PSJA North. Going to run down the middle to the 15, the 10, the 5. He cannot get caught for the touchdown. We'll show that replay after the extra point attempt. It was previously blocked the first time. Let's see if they're able to convert this time. And they're going for 2 here. As the quarterback drops back to the left-hand side. Quick, easy, open toss for the 2-point conversion. It is good. Or longer for a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be snapped, bobbled a little bit on that. Ball's going to be passed and intercepted by PSJA North. He's going to run it to the 30, 25, 20, still moving to the 15, and gets brought down in the red zone for an interception. Down here. They have a lot of power on both sides in the line. Going to be a handoff down the middle, and it is going to be enough for the touchdown by number 14, Antoine Estrada. Touchdown, PSJA North. Motioning man to the right, ball's gonna be snapped. Fake handoff as he looks for a toss to the right side, doesn't see it. Thought he was gonna keep it himself, but not able to find anything. And he will get sacked by Rivera. This is the 3rd sack tonight by Rivera. With nothing to lose here on this play. Let's see what they do here. It's gonna be handed off, run to the left-hand side, and easy. A great offensive wall there will give Darren Garcia the touchdown. And I love that celebration. That was, and it's actually going to be kind of short. PSJA North's going to pick it up to the 30, the 25, to the 20, finds an opening, 15, 10, 5, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 5. A great return there. I thought they were going to let it run and roll out to the side, but he picks it up and goes near the end zone. Just going to go the other way to the 10. Makes a defender miss with a stiff arm to the 5. And in for the touchdown. Wow. Isaiah Garza with the speed for the touchdown. Throw it to the left-hand side, and it's going to be intercepted to the 45, 40, 35, 30. This is going to go all the way. Pick 6. Mama. There goes that man. Number 2, Drayden Espinosa with the touchdown. check, 1, 2. And we are back at our halftime show as we see a meatball rolling to the right-hand side of the field as this PSJA North band is putting on one great show for us as they make their final preparations for their state marching contests coming up this week. And the meatball makes his way onto the plate. And with just under 4 minutes remaining, we will have to go to one more commercial break, but we'll split it for y'all so any fans of the bands out there can see the ending. We'll be back shortly in the RSL Network.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get a new 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 Crew Cab for $36,000 to $995, or $26,000 to $995 for a new 2025 Chevrolet Colorado Crew Cab at Payne Westlaco Chevrolet and PayneGM.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
V's up regardless.
Turn your passion into a powerful career at Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
Welcome to Payne Sports Central, home of UTRGV Sports.
The chess team are national champions once again. Checkmate! What? It's my catchphrase.
Get $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 STX and 3.9% for 72 months. Payne Rio Grande City Ford and Payne Westlaco Ford.
V's up regardless.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
And we are back on the RSO Network here on the BSD channel. We want to thank everybody who's tuning in from our RSO Network app, the Valley Central app, our YouTube channel. I don't even know what other channels we got, but we want to thank y'all for tuning in as we get set for the second half here. PSJA North up with a convincing 49-0 lead as we get this third quarter underway. as PSJA North will be kicking off to the Raiders to get this second half underway. And there goes the kickoff. Raiders will receive it at the 5-yard line. They're going to run it to the 10, to the 15, and will be stopped at that 15-yard line. A great tackle made by number 42. That was Miguel Leyva with the hit there to start this second half matchup. So 1st and 10 for Brownsville Rivera. And let's see if they can get some momentum going on their offense. And if you're just tuning in, Rivera are in the black jerseys, and PSJA North are in the white jerseys with the gray helmets. And if you've been with us since the beginning of the matchup, you know just how well PSJA North's defense has been playing tonight. I'm not sure if they put in their second team here or some of the younger players on this roster to give their starters a rest, a break as they get set for playoffs. But let's see, 1st and 10. Raiders try to find something down the middle. I don't think they got a gain here, as PSJA North stops them at the line of scrimmage. They are going to give Rivera a 1-yard gain here. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for Rivera. Raiders going to use that shotgun formation. Have yet to see the quarterback under the center. Raiders offense keeping majority of the plays pretty similar. Either a halfback draw down the middle, a potential quarterback keeper to the sides, or looking for short passes as they drop another halfback draw there. As number 7, Oliver La Garza, gets another yard for Rivera, actually 2 yards there. So it'll now be 3rd and 7 for Rivera. So if I'm Rivera, I'm a little confused. I don't know if this is something they've been running all year long. I would have liked to see a little more experimental offensive plays, maybe some slant routes, passes to the edge, maybe some bootlegs or rollout passing going on. As the motion of man to the right side, ball is going to be snapped. As the quarterback rolls out, we've got something a little different here, as it looks to be a keeper, but he will be sacked, and it will be a loss of yardage for Rivera. And PSJA North with another 3-and-out here to kick off this 3rd quarter. So that is their 4th 3-and-out here tonight, along with 4 turnovers. How about that, folks? PSJA North's defense is going to be, or is already, magnificent. Like, I don't even know what other words in the vocabulary I can use from the dictionary to describe just how dominant this PSJA North's defense has been tonight. As Rivera now sets up for the punt. Punt will go up, maybe about 40 yards on that punt. Gets dropped as Brian Guerrero tries to catch the punt return. It's going to roll out of bounds to the 45, and that is where PSJA North will start their offense. So they're going to keep Darren Garcia in on offense as they maybe get a couple more reps in before they start considering giving these guys a break in preparations for their playoff matchup coming up in a week. Or coming up next week, I should say. PSJA North 1st and 10. It's going to drop back for a screen pass. Is going to be caught, but picked up by the Raider defender. Great stop there by Rivera's defense. Tackle was made by number 45, Andres Rocha, with that stop. So we'll be 2nd and 8 for PSJA North. And I would not be surprised if they decide to go for a deep pass here on the 2nd down. 2nd and 8 now for PSJA North. They're now going to be lined up in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the right, could be going that way. And they're going to blow the whistle dead here. Could be a delay of game. And that is what it's going to be. So PSJA North will be moving back 5 yards. And it'll now be 2nd and 13 for PSJA North. So here we go, ball snap, gonna pass it to the right-hand side quickly. Makes a defender miss to the 40, to the 35. And is just gonna slide down near the 30. A great catch there. And that was number 8, Isaiah Gadasa, with that reception on the short pass to the right side. And it will be enough for a PSJA North first down. And that'll bring us under 8 minutes left now. And the clock continues to roll. Again, PSJA North, just no urgency needed. Just gonna try to run off this clock. And ball's gonna be snapped, handed off to the running back. There is a flag on the play. I want to say it was an illegal motion as they continue to run it to the 15, to the 10, and be brought down at the 5. Let's see if this play stands. But I believe PSJA North had their motion man get a little too ahead of the line of scrimmage. Not sure if it's an illegal shift or illegal formation.
Number 8 of the offense, who's moving forward at the snap. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And it is an illegal motion there by the receiver, the motion man. And that's going to move PSJA North back 5. So it'll be 1st and 10 for PSJA North. So Raiders versus Raiders, and of course PSJA North Raiders in control of this game here. But 2 penalties now in offense. See if this will affect their offensive momentum in this drive. 1st and 15, ball at the 38. They're going to motion Isaiah to the right side. Darren dropping back, looking for a pass. Finds somebody down the middle. A great pass there to number, I believe it was number 85, Jackson Evans, with that reception. So it'll be 2nd down and about 6 for PSJA North now.
Again, 42 and 45 of the tackles on the play. Henry Jones, Andres Rocha.
So PSJA North again just running out as much clock and time needed to just send this one to the 4th quarter. This is their first offensive possession in this second half. They're going to hand off down the middle to the 30. Be brought down at the 29, maybe the 28, which would be enough for the first down. Let's see where the officials spot them. And they're going to mark them 3rd and 1. So we'll be a yard short of the first down. So 3rd and 1 for PSJA North. I would just have Darren keep it and just lean into that first down. Let's see if they do that. No, they're going to hand off to the right side to the 20, 15, and be brought down at about the 13-yard line. Run was made by Antoine Estrada, and will give the Raiders first down and more. And that'll move the chains for a fresh set of downs for PSJA North. First and 10, ball's placed at the 14-yard line. PSJA North need to get to the 4, if not, of course, in the end zone to extend this lead. And the clock will temporarily stop for a little bit as the chains did move. Ball's going to be snapped. It's going to roll to the right-hand side. Finds a receiver for the touchdown. A great throw by Darren. And that was Isaiah Garza with the touchdown for PSJA North. So great touchdown there by PSJ North as Darren Garcia just rolled out to the right-hand side and finds Isaiah Garza with the open out route there. He's going to work his way to the edge there and just picks it up. Throws it perfectly, a little under, enough for Isaiah to catch it down low as the extra point is good. And PSJ North up 56-0. They have scored in every offensive possession with the exception of one due to a sack by Jacob Martinez over from Rivera, forcing them to punt. But 56-0 is your score. PSJ North up big. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
This summer, settle in and reconnect with one another. South Padre Island has so many great places to stay. Condos, resorts, and hotels. Oh my! Book your summer getaway today. And start making memories poolside with the people you care about most. Visit SoPadre.com.
And we are back on the RSO Network. PSJ North up 56-0 now as they look to send this one underway. And the Raiders returning it to the 20. And that was number 1 for the Rivera Raiders, Alex Garza, with the return there. Will be met at the 20-yard line. And that is where Rivera will get their offense to start. So again, we want to send a shout out to KBSD, Brownsville ISD's IT department for their camera work here tonight. We want to thank them for allowing us to use their stream of their visuals here tonight. And of course, we want to thank the staff here from the athletic department of BISD and their help here with our setup here tonight. 1st and 10, Brownsville Rivera. Ball's going to be snapped a little bit high, handed off to the left-hand side to number 11. That's going to be Damian Torres with the run there on the sweep. We'll get maybe 2 yards on that play. And that'll be 2nd and 8 now for Rivera. As the Raiders line up again, shotgun formation. Have seen some common offensive plays. It's usually a draw down the middle by the running back. Quarterback will roll out for a keeper, maybe has a motion man and hands it off to him. Let's see what they do here. It's going to be a keeper, and we're running to the left-hand side to the 40, 45, and goes out of bounds. The biggest offensive play for Brownsville Rivera comes from Ivan Rodriguez on a 20-yard run there. Will give Rivera a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 for Rivera as they continue to push the ball a little bit, hoping to get a play in PSJ North's territory. This is their 2nd first down of the game here tonight. Ball snapped a little high. Quarterback's going to keep it again. Able to make a defender miss on the left-hand side and will be put out of bounds. And now they get into PSJ North's territory. And now it'll be 2nd and about 4. Now I think, I was going to say, I think they had a lot of their younger group on the defensive side from PSJ North, which might be the reason why Rivera was able to move the ball just a little bit better on this possession. But it looks like they got some of their key players back on the field, maybe trying to shut the Raiders out here from Rivera. A big hit is made, thinking that there was a handoff, but the quarterback did keep it. And they think it's a fumble on the field. Let's see what the officials call here. Officials trying to rule it here, and it is a turnover again, recovered by PSJ North. Let's see if we can get the replay there on that. As you can see a little huddle there at the midfield. As the quarterback, I believe, fumbled on the tackle there. PSJA North able to recover it. And that's another turnover for PSJA North. Unbelievable. It amazes me that they have more turnovers, PSJA North, be able to force more turnovers than allowing Rivera to get first downs. That is an insane statistic, folks. Insane. 1st and 10, PSJA North now. They do have their younger group in to the 40 and be brought down at the 40. Number 2, Drain Espinosa is now under center. A good toss to the right-hand side, and they are going to give PSJA North the first down. And it'll be a fresh set of downs for PSJA North again. It looks like they're just going to chew up as much clock as they can, as we are now at the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Ball is going to be snapped, handed off to the running back again. It's going to cut to the outside and gets tripped up. Run was made by number 13, Mark Quintanilla. We'll get maybe about 2 or 3 yards there. And a great defensive stop there by the Raiders will bring up 2nd down and about 8 for PSJA North. As the clock continues to tick, under 2.5 now. I can only assume that PSJA North are going to keep most of these plays on the ground to run this clock. As the run now goes to the right-hand side. Number 13, Mark Quintanilla again with the run there, gets maybe about 5 yards there. And it'll now bring up 3rd down and about 3 remaining. So 3rd and 4, correction, 3rd and 4 for PSJA North. They're at the 33-yard line. They need to get to about the 29 for a fresh set of downs. As they lined up with one receiver on the right-hand side, they're just going to run this one again. They do. Finds an opening inside down the middle to the 20, to the 15, still moving his feet, and gets brought down near the 10. A great 15-yard gain there on that play by PSJA North. That'll bring up a fresh set of downs as we now get to 1 minute remaining here in this third quarter. Ball placed at the 12-yard line. Need to get to the 2 for a 1st and goal, of course. PSJA North aiming for the touchdown yet again. Still in this bunch formation here. Quick toss to the left-hand side to Quintanilla. Will get stopped by number 5, Nathan Aguia, on that stop there. And PSJA North only getting 1 yard on that play. So that'll bring us 2nd and 9 for the Raiders of PSJA North, of course. So the Raiders will need to get one more play off, as the play clock is less than the game clock. So this could be the last play of this third quarter. Drayden Espinosa under center. I'm not sure what that was. I think the center might have faked the snap there as it drew off some of the Raiders from Rivera off the line. And it is a false start. It will go against the center. And we'll fix that clock for you. It did not go off before that. They are going to roll the clock. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. So 2nd and 14 for PSJA North. That's going to do it for the third quarter. And PSJA North up 56-0 now here in this matchup. And we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll get the fourth quarter underway. We'll be back on the RSO Network.
That's going to be a fumble recovered by the Cardinals. means a lot to me. TFC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. I've come a long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
And we are back on the RSO Network. Some other score updates we have for you. Weslaco up 22-0 over Edinburgh Economides as they look to hand Economides their first loss this season and capture the district title. Meanwhile, PSJA North running it to the right-hand side, I believe it was number 18, TJ McAlpine with the carry there on the sweep there. As I was mentioning, Weslaco about to hand Economides their first loss here in their season, and Weslaco looking like in control of that game, could be taking home the district title. And then Mission Eagles up 34-10 over Juarez Lincoln as they are playing in the fourth quarter as well. And then of course this matchup here, PSJA North up 56-0. They have their younger group on the field now with Drayden Espinosa under center, as our player of the game is going to come down between Drayden and Isaiah Garza. Ball's going to be snapped to the left-hand side. They try to go. Number 22, Blake Sims, tries to run that one, but gets stopped by Rivera's defense. And it'll now be 4th down and 8. And it looks like they're going to send their field goal unit to add 3 to the score. And speaking of the lower valley, as I mentioned earlier, what I noticed in District 32-6A, it's one of the districts I've been covering a lot this season. Los Fresnos is going to take this district title as this kick goes up and good for PSJA North. And PSJA North now up 59-0. While staying here for a little bit to talk about this District 32-6A a little bit. So Los Fresnos get a near scare from Harlingen, but able to come back and take it in overtime from a pick 6. And then, you know, a lot of people had high expectations from Brownsville veterans, getting some losses, some tough losses, I should say, against both Harlingen and San Benito, which, of course, many of us know is going down tomorrow at the Battle of the Arroyo between Harlingen and San Benito. We are going to be covering that game on the RSO Network as our headliner game for this Friday. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. And then, of course, about a week ago, we had our snapshot, and I know there's rumors going out already about some of these teams that could be moving down. But again, just keep in mind, I know there's a few programs out there that like to, I guess, submit that they want to stay or move up in district play. I know there's a few programs maybe in the more popular cities like Austin, San Antonio, Dallas areas that do have the classification and the student size of 5As but elect to play in 6A just because of how well established and how trusting they have in their programs and their students. So I know there's been some rumors about Harlingen possibly moving down to 5A, Brownsville Veterans and Brownsville Hannah possibly moving down to 5A. It looks like Rivera might stay where they're at. They could be moving down to Division II along with the other Brownsville schools like Brownsville Lopez, Brownsville Porter, Brownsville Pace. But I still think Rivera's going to stay at this district. Could possibly be seeing Brownsville Hannah and or Brownsville Veterans. But, of course, we don't know these projections until the summer when they release those realignments coming up this summer. Rivera now, 1st and 10 in the shotgun formation. Ball's going to be snapped kind of high. A delayed handoff. He's just going to keep it and is going to roll. Oh, a quick toss to number 11. Looked a little scary there, but he does make the reception there That was Damian Torres with that catch. And what was a near disaster there. Great awareness there by Damian, being able to receive that. And the clock will continue to tick with under 10 now. And the Raiders get a 5-yard gain out of that. So 2nd and 5 for Brownsville Rivera. And they're going to fake the handoff again. He's going to keep it to the 30, the 35, to the 40, 45. And he's still going. Spins around there. And will get tackled in PSJA North territory. Great run there by Ivan Rodriguez. A little slow to get up there, but he seems to be okay. And that'll give Rivera their 3rd first down in this game tonight. So Rivera now in PSJA North territory. Ball is placed at the 41. And the Raiders going to motion a receiver to the right side. Ball is going to be handed off to him as he finds an opening to the 35. The 30 nearly makes that defender miss, but be brought down at the 25 for another first down for Brownsville Rivera. And I'm looking at the chat here on YouTube a little bit. I know some people might be confused. What's 5A? What's 6A? What do those A's mean? So in UIL, they put certain programs in certain positions depending on student enrollment, which kind of gives an ideal program size for these football programs, as Ivan keeps it for about a 3-yard gain here. So 6A programs are basically any schools that are greater than 2,275 in their school population. This is kind of just to give a fair leverage for all these programs in the state of Texas. In Brownsville, that would be Brownsville Hannah and Brownsville Veterans. And then 5A is split into what's called Division I, Division II. Division I, the minimum enrollment number is 1903. As the ball is snapped behind Ivan, he's just going to fall on this. And he misses it. And who has the possession here? Rivera is going to be able to retain this possession here, but they're going to lose a lot of yards here. About 15 yards. Wow. Ball was snapped a little high. And I've noticed the ball being snapped a little high here these past few drives. So it finally caught up to Ivan. So now it definitely went too high. Able to retain it, though, so 3rd and very long here for Rivera now. Going back to the classification conversation, so 5A split into Division I, Division II, Division I being a higher population of Division IIs. So the minimum is 1903 student population with a max of 2,274. And Division II would be anywhere from 1315 to 1902. Why these numbers specific? I don't know. Ask UIL. And there is a penalty on the play here, and I believe it was a false start against Rivera. So now they got 3rd and a mile here. Okay, fine, 3rd and 30. I know what you guys are thinking, 3rd and 30. So every 2 years, UIL has what's called a snapshot, and what they're basically doing is trying to figure out where the numbers are at every 2 years. Again, this is just for leverage for all these programs here in the state of Texas. Sometimes enrollment numbers change depending on, different factors that each district provides for every student here in the state. So sometimes we see numbers fluctuate. There's been a trend in public schools lately that unfortunately is going down all across the state, I should say. So from the last 2 years in this district, we've had PSJA North, we've had Corpus Christi schools. So I know those of us in the Lower Valley are probably thinking, why do we have all these schools from Corpus? This is why, because the enrollment numbers that are lined up from the UIL standards. So some of the rumors or some of the early numbers that some people, I guess, find out kind of spread these rumors. Of course, these aren't official. They project Brownsville veterans, Brownsville Hannon move down. These are just early conversations, of course. Rivera more than likely going to stay, as they were previously a 6A school not too long ago. PSJ North more than likely stay if you're trying to think about Upper Valley schools. Harlingen has been rumored to move down, and I wish I could provide as much Upper Valley info for you all, but I am more of a Lower Valley guy myself. Rumors about Harlingen moving down to 5A as well, which would theoretically only leave Los Fresnos and San Benito in District 32 6A, which could cause some of these middle Upper Valley schools to move down. I know Weslaco has been a Mid-Valley 6A school that's been moving a little bit back and forth from 31 and 32. Or, you know, worst case scenario, they cut District 32 in general and make it only 31. Or another option, they would just spread out and have less program numbers or program schools in each of these programs, which would result, of course, in what I call automatic playoff teams. Like I know District, I want to say it's 16 4A Division 1. I believe those are La Feria, Port Isabel, La Gruya, and Kingsville King. You know, there's only 4 teams in that district, so theoretically all 4 of those programs automatically qualify to the UIL playoffs. So regardless of record, you know, they get those automatic bids into the playoff run. Meanwhile, you look at these different districts like this one here, you know, 15 5A Division 1, where you have 9 teams in this district, where these could expand and have more in them. Look at it, you know, I'm not sure what the cap is, as a fumble is on the field and recovered by PSJ North. And another turnover by the North Raiders. And PSJ North are now up to 6 turnovers here tonight. And I'm looking over my stats here. PSJ North still have more turnovers than Rivera has first downs. Again, just insane as to what PSJ North is doing. I need to know what their regime is. I need to know what they eat for breakfast, because I want to be a PSJ North Raider now. Running it down the middle now. First down and a little bit more. Run was made by number 20, Aiden Salazar. And it will be enough for a first down, so they are going to move the chains here as we get ready now for playoffs next week. PSJ North is going to look like they're going to end their regular season unbeaten 10-0 and 8-0 in district play and be the outright district champions in their district, respectfully. Meanwhile, here they are lining up, and again, they're just going to run as much clock as they can here as they hand it off down the middle to the 35, to the 30, 25, and be brought down in the red zone. They're going to spot him at the 19-yard line. And PSJ North with a fresh set of downs here. Now I'm trying to see what the rumored playoff matchups are going to be, particularly for PSJ North. And let me see if I can find this info about these playoffs that are coming up pretty soon, to kind of give everybody an idea of what to expect here as PSJ North now line up under center. Ball's going to be snapped. It's going to be a keeper, but there is a penalty as the play was snapped, and it could be a false start penalty against PSJ North. And it is a false start penalty against PSJ North. That'll move him back 5 yards. As I continue to look through my notes here and see what the predictions for these playoffs will be. And with a win here, PSJ North clinches the first seed here as the ball is going to be snapped. Finds an opening down the middle. and will be stopped near the 5-yard line. That was, the reception was Blake Sims there on the run there. Will get to the 5-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal now for PSJ North. So the rumored matchup for PSJ North, it looks like they are more than likely going to see either McAllen Rowe or the Mission Eagles, who are currently in the lead. Not sure how that affects their district. I would have to check my notes on that one. And then the runner-ups currently Flower Bluff, looking like they're going to take on McAllen. As they run it to the left-hand side, PSJ North tries to find an opening, and he will for the touchdown. I believe that was number 20, Aiden Salazar, as he'll get that touchdown for PSJ North. And PSJ North not stopping for anyone or anything for any reason. PSJ North now got 65 on the board. And I might need your help a little bit, folks, tonight, trying to decide between Isaiah Garza as our player of the game or Drayden Espinosa. Drayden Espinosa with 2 interceptions, one of those interceptions being a pick 6. And then Isaiah Garza with 3 touchdown receptions, as the extra point is good for the Raiders. But if y'all believe Drayden deserves player of the game, feel free to drop a comment on our YouTube chat below. Again, 2 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6, or number 8, Isaiah Garza from PSG North with 3 touchdown receptions. As we have 2:41 left to play. So we'll go to commercial break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up tonight's matchup. Stick with us here on the RSL Network.
Now you can with the free Valley Central app. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, and original content. Valley Central Plus, now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
And we are back on the RSL Network. PSJ North up 66-0 convincingly over Brownsville Rivera, as they get set to kick this off, and what could be the final offensive possession for Brownsville Rivera. And this kick goes underway kind of short, as the Raider receiver number 11, Damian Torres, with the reception. And Rivera will take over just past the 35-yard line. Correction, they're going to place it at the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Rivera there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Rivera. Motion man to the right-hand side. Ball snapped a little high again. They're going to hand it to the sweep man. And he'll lose yardage there. Great tackle there by the PSJ North defender, number 16, Ethan Marks, with the stop there. And those of you that are wondering who PSJ North could be going up against for their first playoff matchup, they do go up against the 4th place finisher in Region 16 1A, or 16 5A, I should say, Division 1. And we're going to go to a 2-minute timeout, and I'll stick with you folks to see if I can get you that information, as many of you all I know are trying to figure out who they could be going up against. And let's see if I can pull this up here. Let's see if I can pull this up here as I continue to look through these standings here from Division 16, 5A Division 1. And again, I want to make sure I'm as accurate as I can with these predictions for the playoff matchup. So I'm going to pull up the standings from Division 16, 5A. So first place in that division is McAllen Memorial. Second is Enneberg Vela. And the reason why I say it's either McAllen High or McAllen Row is because they're third and fourth. As the running back from Rivera runs it into the outside, and it will be enough for a first down. So that'll be Rivera's 5th first down. And I seem to have lost my pen to make a marking here, as the Raiders now have their 5th first down tonight. Oh, here it is. So the reason why it could be either Mac High or McAllen Row, they do play tomorrow, and basically whoever loses that matchup is who PSJA North would be more than likely going up against. So if you're a PSJA North fan, you're going to want to keep an eye out for the McAllen Row versus Mac High game, because that'll be the losing team from that game is who PSJA North will be going up against first. And then, of course, information regarding location and ticket information and all these things will go out as soon as both coaches meet up and decide how they want to handle this playoff matchup. Sometimes they like to just have a neutral site. Sometimes they'll do a coin flip to determine who gets to host that matchup. So we'll see how that plays out. A minute 8 left. There is a timeout on the field by Brownsville Rivera. There's one timeout remaining for Rivera. Meanwhile, PSJA North just leaving their timeouts in the dust, not using any in this matchup tonight. So just to give you all a quick summary before this matchup concludes, you see the score there. PSJA North up 66-0. And this PSJA North defense is for reals, folks. Like, I've recorded 6 turnovers, 4 3-and-outs. Only allowed Rivera to have 5 first downs. One of them, it counts. I'm not going to deny Rivera's efforts on a first down, but one of them did end up being the last play into the half. So it does count, folks. 5 first downs overall. So PSJA North's defense, again, still having more turnover plays than Rivera's had with first downs. 1st and 10, quarterback dropping back, has some defensive pressure, will be sacked. And he'll lose maybe about 8 yards, maybe 9 yards there on that play, as we are now under 1 minute left in this matchup tonight. And Rivera possibly having one last play as their season will come to a close after tonight. And if you're just tuning in, PSJA North in full control here tonight. Still having to decide between number 8, Isaiah Garza, as our player of the game with 3 receiving touchdowns, or Drayden Espinosa with 2 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6. And if you want to input who you think deserves it, please drop a comment down below in our live chat, as the Raiders will just run it down the middle with a short gain. And that will be our last play for tonight. So PSJA North take care of business here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Brownsville, as the Raiders of PSJA North beat the Raiders of Brownsville Rivera convincingly 66-0. And as we talk about what transpired here tonight, the Raiders really just putting on a clinic, allowing their starters to get some last-minute, last-minute jitters out of the way as they wrap up their regular season. They will be going 10-0 and 8-0 in this district. You know, now that they're playing on a Thursday, they can kind of take the day off, an extra day off, as their first playoff matchup could be projected next Friday. And again, they'll either play McAllen Rowe or Mac High, who I know my buddy Jacob has had the pleasure of covering in the Upper Valley, along with this PSJA North team for the most part. So just some great players on this PSJA North squad after that close matchup against Flower Bluff. And they're definitely going to leave here tonight in full confidence that they have what it takes to go deep in this playoff run this year. So we'll go to commercial break. I'll try to pull up as short of a full game highlights for you all, as the second half didn't run as much as they cut off our camera feed here. When we come back to commercial break, we'll give you the highlights for the full game, and then we'll wrap it up. So stick with us here in the RSO Network, and we'll be back.
With Gallery Homes. Here at Gallery, we make building your new home simple and stress-free. From sales to selections, we handle every step so you can enjoy the journey to your new home. This is Gallery, where your dreams become reality.
Want to cut the cord and still stay connected? Now you can with the free Valley Central Plus app. Download it today. Streaming now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. No antenna, no hassle, no subscription. Just local news, weather, sports, entertainment, and original content from the 956's most reliable source. Valley Central Plus. Now streaming. Download today.
The standard of excellence has always been Cadillac, so be iconic and drive one. Free your Cadillac, Brownsville, Texas.
So we are back on the RSO Network. We do have the full game highlights for you all, but before we go there, I do want to acknowledge number 8, Isaiah Garza, as our player of the game. Had some great catches throughout the matchup, along with 3 receiving touchdowns. I like to call that a hat trick, as he does catch 3 touchdowns here. So in the meantime, we're going to try to go and show you the full game highlights from tonight's matchup. And here they go. Tonight's matchup between PSJA North and Brownsville Rivera. Ball's going to be snapped. Holt looks good on our end. Kick is up and blocked. And the Raiders pick it up. No, they don't. They fumbled the reception there, but they do meet with one another on that fumble recovery. So the attempt is no good. There's PSJA North meeting up at the line. They do have 2 linebackers on the line. They're going to drop back. Fumble on the play on the exchange there. Not sure who ends up on top of the ball here. PSJA North thinks they have it. And it is recovered by PSJA North. So 1st and 10 at about the 21-yard line. Motioning a man to the right-hand side. It's going to be a fake handoff as number 1 looks to drop back. They're scrambling to the right-hand side, and he will get sacked. A great sack by number 20. That's going to be Jacob Martinez on that great defensive play for Rivera. So 2nd and long for PSJA North. Going to run down the middle to the 15, the 10, the 5. He cannot get caught for the touchdown. We'll show that replay after the extra point attempt. It was previously blocked the first time. Let's see if they're able to convert this time. And they're going for 2 here. As the quarterback draws back to the left-hand side, quick, easy, open toss for the 2-point conversion. It is good. Or longer for a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be snapped, bobbled a little bit on that. Ball's going to be passed and intercepted by PSJA North. He's going to run it to the 30, 25, 20, still moving to the 15, and gets brought down in the red zone for an interception. Down here. They have a lot of power on both sides in the line. Going to be a handoff down the middle, and it is going to be enough for the touchdown by number 14, Antoine Estrada. Touchdown, PSJA North. Motioning man to the right, ball's gonna be snapped. Fake handoff as he looks for a toss to the right side, doesn't see it. Thought he was gonna keep it himself, but not able to find anything. And he will get sacked by Rivera. This is the third sack tonight by Rivera. With nothing to lose here on this play. Let's see what they do here. It's gonna be handed off, run to the left-hand side, and easy. A great offensive wall there will give Darren Garcia the touchdown. And I love that celebration. That was, and it's actually gonna be kind of short. PSJA North's gonna pick it up to the 30, the 25, to the 20, finds an opening, 15, 10, 5, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 5. A great return there. I thought they were gonna let it run and roll out to the side, but he picks it up and goes near the end zone. Just going to go the other way to the 10. Makes a defender miss with a stiff arm to the 5. And in for the touchdown. Wow. Isaiah Garza with the speed for the touchdown. Throw it to the left-hand side, and it's going to be intercepted to the 45, 40, 35, 30. This is going to go all the way. Pick 6. Mama, there goes that man. Number 2, Drayden Espinosa with the touchdown. See needed, just gonna try to run off this clock. And ball's gonna be snapped, handed off to the running back. There is a flag on the play. I wanna say it was an illegal motion as he continued to run it to the 15, to the 10, and be brought down at the 5. Let's see if this place, if not, of course, in the end zone, to extend this lead. And the clock will temporarily stop for a little bit as the chains did move. Ball's going to be snapped. He's going to roll to the right-hand side. Finds a receiver for the touchdown. A great throw by Darren. A big hit is made, thinking that there was a handoff, but the quarterback did keep it. And they think it's a fumble on the field. Let's see what the officials call here. Officials trying to rule it here, and it is a turnover again, recovered by PSJA North. The summer when they release those realignments coming up this summer. Rivera now, 1st and 10 in the shotgun formation. Ball's gonna be snapped kind of high, a delayed handoff. He's just gonna keep it, and is gonna roll. Oh, a quick toss to number 11. Looked a little scary there. So 2nd and 5 for Brownsville Rivera. And they're going to fake the handoff again. He's going to keep it to the 30, the 35, to the 40, 45. And he's still going. Spins around there. And will get tackled in PSJA North territory. These different districts like this one here, you know, 15 5A Division I, where you have 9 teams in this district, where these could expand and have more in them. Look at it. You know, I'm not sure what the cap is, as a fumble is on the field and recovered by PSG. The runner-ups currently Flower Bluff looking like they're going to take on McAllen. As they run it to the left-hand side, PSG North tries to find an opening, and he will for the touchdown. I believe that was number 20, Aiden Salazar, as he'll get that touchdown for PSG North. Early on in this matchup. So 1st and 10 for PSG North. Ball's going to be snapped, handed off to the running back on the left-hand side, and quickly met with a powerful hit from Brownsville Rivera. Great execution there from the Raider defense. Right-hand side, fake toss, going to go to the sweep. Number 8 on the left-hand side, finds an opening to the 10, cuts inside 5, pushes his way through for the touchdown by number 8, Isaiah Garza, who had the great reception earlier, puts the Raiders of PSG North on the board first. Ball's going to be snapped. Holt looks good on our end. Kick is up and blocked. And the Raiders pick it up. No, they don't. They fumble the reception there, but they do meet with one another on that fumble recovery. So the attempt is no good. There's PSG North meeting up at the line. They do have 2 linebackers on the line. They're going to drop back. Fumble on the play on the exchange there. Not sure who ends up on top of the ball here. PSG North thinks they have it. And it is recovered by PSG North. So 1st and 10 at about the 21-yard line. Motioning a man to the right-hand side. It's going to be a fake handoff as number 1 looks to drop back. They're scrambling to the right-hand side, and he will get sacked. A great sack by number 20. That's going to be Jacob Martinez on that great defensive play for Rivera. So 2nd and long for PSG North. Going to run down the middle to the 15, the 10, the 5. He cannot get caught for the touchdown. We'll show that replay after the extra point attempt. It was previously blocked the first time. Let's see if they're able to convert this time. And they're going for 2 here. As the quarterback draws back to the left-hand side. Quick, easy, open toss for the 2-point conversion. It is good. Or longer for a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be snapped, bobbled a little bit on that. Ball's going to be passed and intercepted by PSG North. He's going to run it to the 30, 25, 20, still moving to the 15, and gets brought down in the red zone for an interception. Down here. They have a lot of power on both sides in the line. Going to be a handoff down the middle. And it is going to be enough for the touchdown by number 14, Antoine Estrada. Touchdown, PSG North. Motioning man to the. And those are your highlights from tonight's matchup. Again, the final score, PSG North 66, Brownsville Rivera 0. And I know if you are a Gen Z fan out there, we were 1 point away. We were 1 point away. And if you know, you know. This is Nacho signing off here tonight from Brownsville Veterans Memorial Stadium. We want to wish everybody a happy weekend. PSG North.